What's up? You want to see a magic trick?
Let's find out.
Sorry to all pianists out there. I'm not like other pianists. Watch.
I beg the biggest overly parted. It's no way.
Wait, what'd you say?
I know you're watching football all day, so I'm gonna go get you some more beer and make some wings for lunch. And I was also thinking that we could hang that TV outside so you could have 2 games at once. Why are you crying?
It's just the first time that you've said that you've loved me in a while.
If you're still asking yourself where are all the good men, they're pretty much hiding out until they find the same thing that they will provide. It's basically for their weaknesses and insecurities to be known but not taken for granted, which I know sounds like a bare minimum kind of thing. But the truth is that that sort of thing is expected of men, but somehow it is not expected for men. And that's why good men are still out there. They just don't want to be found by the wrong person.
Men don't yearn the songs no more. Tyrese said, you know I'm willing to do anything just to keep you in my, keep you in my. I messed around and gave up everything. They don't do that no more. What the? Man, bring back the yearning. Bring back the yearning.
If you've been wondering where are all the good men, I actually have some homework for you. Start to find and pay attention to the qualities that you love in the men who are around you. The men you know, the men you don't know, the guy at the grocery store who asks to help carry your stuff out to your car. Because when you say, where are all the good men, I already know that you are in a pattern of looking for negative qualities in men. And you're finding them. So start looking for the good men and you will find them.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Let's listen to the delusion of why she'll never settle.
You know, you really gotta be out of your rabbit mind to think that a woman like me, beautiful, 33 years old, nice body, pretty, no children, gets a lot of attention, that I would ever have to settle for a man just to say I have one.
So can the man say the same thing about you? What is he gonna brag about?
Like, let's be for real. It doesn't make any sense for me to do that. At all. At all, okay? Anytime I go out of my house, to the gym, go get a coffee, go to the gas station, you better believe I'm coming back home with more than 3 numbers.
Shorty, how is that a flex? That's the easiest thing a woman can do, is get her number.
It happens everywhere I go. And those men want to take me out. They want to show me a good time. They want to give me princess treatment. They want to give me what they know I deserve.
Translation, they just want to give you.
Okay, and that's a good time. They treat me very well. They buy flowers. They take me to nice restaurants. We have good conversation. Some of them want to plan trips. Like, you think I'm going to give all of that up to settle? Like, the only men who have an issue with that are men who don't have much to offer and want us to settle. And sweetie, that's not happening over here. It would have to make good sense for me to be in a relationship with anybody right now.
See, now the cognitive dissonance is strong in this one. You're saying that the men who have a problem with you doing that is the men that have nothing to offer. But the same guys who's doing the that you want, you don't want them. I wonder why that is. You can't say you never want to settle to just have a man. But then the man that you want is doing the stuff that you want him to do, but you don't want him. Seems to me you do want to settle, and you want to settle just being a hoe. Ladies, it's never a flex to say, I get niggas. It's better flex for men to say, I get niggas. Because as you can see, it's not easy to get y'all, especially the pretty ones.
Independent, strong and 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 independent.
I'm so tired of being a strong, independent woman, girl boss. I want to pretend like I don't know how to put air in my tires, pretend like I don't know that there's no such thing as premium air, and I never want to touch another doorknob.
You're telling me as women this is what we fought for? To go to work. To work.
in any conditions impossible.
I go out and I make myself approachable, but they aren't coming. I get this a lot. A lot of us are not going out and co-creating the experiences that we want. We want to go out and get approached, but we're not going out and smiling and waving. We're like straightforward. This is how we walking. Head to the front. We don't engage with the world around us. I went outside, spent hours. Versus, oh, what inspired you to come out tonight? I don't know you, but you look pretty happy. I like talking to happy people. Simple invitations to connect. The easiest way is to really smile and wave in eye contact. I get approached so much. Eye contact, smiling and waving. And we're not doing it to get men. We're doing it to create more love in the world. So many of us are so focused on what we got going on in our brain, the goals we want to meet, and we don't really care about the world, for real. We're just like, what? Who gonna do something for me today? Who gonna approach me today? That's how we look at the world. Versus like, all right, what am I gonna create as a woman? What am I gonna create for my feminine image as a woman, right?
You watch some of these clips and you just wonder if the word thank you has gone extinct. Like, does the word thank you not exist in the dictionary anymore? Does the word grateful or the feeling of being grateful not exist in the dictionary anymore? I mean, we sit up here and talk about where are the men who beg? Where are the men who yearn? Where are the men who know how to court women? Where would they be? Let me ask you that question. Where would they be if they're not being appreciated? Where do you think that they might be? Probably at the house, right? Well, why do you think that they would be at the house? Probably because they're not being appreciated. Probably because the things that they do that are actually really good things. I understand you did this, but you didn't do this other thing. What? How about we start with thank you? That's what these modern women do. They complain about everything. They nag about everything. Well, I'm only nagging because I want you to do better. Why don't you just stop nagging and learn how to communicate effectively? How about you do that? Well, I wouldn't have to nag if you would just do it. If I would just read your mind. If I would just know what you expect of me, even though we're not the same person. Who does that? Number one. Number two, modern women are wanting men to do whatever they want. This is what I want you to do. Just do it. Just take initiative and do whatever I want you to do. But you don't even do half the stuff that a man wants you to do. You got a headache, your foot hurts, you fell out the window, you drunk pool water, whatever it might be to stop you from doing what a man would want you to do, has been requesting that you do, has been hinting that you do for months, years. You can't even fix your face to do that. Modern women will really be out here not doing the stuff that they agreed to. And then they'll look at a man and say, why did he stop doing what he was supposed to be doing? Well, I mean, I know I stopped doing what I was supposed to be doing, what I usually did, but he needs to do something special to get back even the basics. I mean, a man will have to work, and this is his wife now. A man will have to work insane amounts just to get the bare minimum from her. But she still expects him to go above and beyond to provide. And she stops doing what she said she would be doing in a relationship. And she expects a man to be okay. Well, as a man, you should have certain morals and principles and values and guidelines. Well, what about you? Well, I'm a woman, it's different. How? I got to protect myself. Oh, okay. All right. So you want a man to continue to basically be walked all over, and you decide whenever you want to participate in a relationship. What?
Yo, I don't remember friends with benefits being this one-sided.
I can't help but to laugh when a man brings up friends with benefits, because what's the benefit for me? Are you paying bills? Are you gonna pay my car note? Are you gonna pay my rent? No? Oh, okay. So what's the benefit? Because you're gonna finish, I'm not.
Says who?
When you're checking up on me, you're not actually genuinely checking up on me.
Oh.
You're checking to see where I'm at because you want me to come over and sit on it.
Ooh.
You're not taking me out on dates, and you don't really give a to know how my day is. So what's my benefit? I know you're benefiting, but what's my benefit? No, I'm good. Unless you're getting your bills paid, you are being used.
So it's okay to benefit when it comes to friends with benefits when you're getting your bills paid. So it's all right to be a when you getting something in return as far as money goes, car note, bills, maybe something. Yo, as long as you getting money, you can give the cat up. That's what you're saying. Your cat got a price. That's what we're saying here, because I don't understand it any other way than that. When it comes to this one side, like she's like, oh, because you're gonna finish, I'm not. You're assuming that means the you getting is. If homie's not making sure, you finish, then you with the wrong dudes. You know what I'm saying? As far as checking up on you, like, I consider myself generally a nice person. Of course I'll check up on you. Yo, and not for nothing, some friends with benefits are literally fire. Like, they're like dope friends. They just don't be making it to that next level. But in terms of chilling, vibing, yo, it's like a dope homegirl. Y'all just happen to smash every other time y'all do chill, if not every time. But what she's saying is, oh, you have to benefit in some way. I mean, yo, if you need to know about, shit, anything that has to do with guys, I'm your guy. I got you, right? So I could point you in the right direction. Because if I know, this ain't gonna go past friends with benefits, eventually you gotta be happy, right? So let me steer you in that direction. Dates and yo, definitely could go out and chill and have a good time, get something to eat. If you cool as shit, it don't gotta just be some bedroom. So, I don't know like how exactly she's speaking on it, but she's only looking at it from the terms of straight up. Like, yo, it don't benefit me. Unless you paying me somewhat, you ain't getting. When in all aspects, if I'm like, yo, I'm taking you on this date, I'm paying for this expensive dinner, you better put out afterwards. What's the difference then? You know what I'm saying? So as far as dudes, she says we benefit just from getting a nut. Like, yo, there's some dudes discipline that, yo, we don't really care about like that. It's not that serious. So big eyes, big lips, small brain, bimbo behavior.
I just saw a video of a man saying, ask that girl that you like for $50. I don't understand why men are so opposed and against walking in their naturally born roles. Why we have a generation of men who are so against being providers and leaders. And I think it's also confusing when men demand respect but don't do anything that's respectable. Me, I would send you $50 and we would never talk again. That would just be it. Because you are not the type of man that I want to be like. I don't want to test me. I don't want trying to trick me out. I don't want a man like that. That's not appealing. It's not attractive. It's not commendable. What's crazy about all of this is men have no issue asking you for pee. Men don't feel uncomfortable. They don't feel awkward. They don't feel manipulative when they're trying to get you drunk, when they're trying to coerce you, when they're trying to tell you that they're into you, when they're lying to you, when they're pretending to be good guys, when they're plotting on you just to get you, just to treat you like trash afterward. Like, men don't ever have a guilty conscience. They never feel bad about trying to finagle you out your draws. But the moment that the women start asking for money, because you know that if you deal with a man, he's going to press you about immediately, most men are not waiting. They're not waiting a certain amount of time, and then they give you attitude. They give you pushback. If you're like, no, I don't want to do that, I'm not ready. They get mad if they spend time with you and you don't give them none. Y'all don't ever feel any type of way about that. Y'all don't ever feel any way about being a preying on women who are easygoing or who are a little bit more naive. That's why y'all go young. Or preying on women who don't feel the greatest about themselves, or just putting them in compromising situations. Y'all don't ever feel bad about that. But the moment women start being like, you ask me for a pee, I'm gonna ask you for money. Now every girl's a gold digger. Now every girl has no value. Now every woman is a dog. But when y'all sit up here and y'all have these situationships with women that y'all don't even like, y'all pursue women you're not interested in, y'all have babies by girls you never wanted to be with, and then treat them like the scum of the earth, and collect baby mamas like infinity stones. I don't ever have an issue with you, your homeboys, your cousins, your brothers being like that, being master manipulators and predators. But the moment the girls start asking you for money, the moment the girls start asking you to be a provider, the moment the girls start having standards, men do not see women as people. They literally see women as objects to be used, as pleasure pumpers. Most men plot on you to take advantage of you, to extract everything they can from from me without giving anything in return. You want to have full access to my body whenever you want to, without no hesitations. You want me to treat you like my husband without giving me a ring, without even making you me your girlfriend. You want me to worship the ground that you walk on. You can't give me money to get an oil change, and you can't help me get groceries for the week, and you can't send me money for lunch, but you want full access to me, my body, my energy, 24/7, whenever you want to, just because you're a man?
You know, a lot of these modern women, ladies, y'all gonna find yourselves single with a lot of this advice out here that women are telling you. And I understand they're trying to help. I'm serious now. I'm serious. If y'all continue to listen to some of the stuff that these women say, y'all are going to be single. I told my wife, I think I knew the woman. I knew the woman actually before my wife did. I knew the woman. Had gone out, not on a date, but just kind of hung out and singles events and stuff like that. Just hung out. She knew me. And she was still talking reckless. In her, I want to say, mid-40s. Still talking reckless. I don't want to do this. You need to worry about this. This is, coaching women through relationships, trying to do them a favor, trying to help them out. But then you're like, well, you're still single. You know what I mean? Like you're not even close to having a man. And then when you get close to being in a relationship, I know a lot of these modern women like to say, well, men don't come up, men don't approach, men don't talk to us. They do. It's just not the man that you want. And then when you find a man that you want, you get into that relationship with that man, then you start talking about some weird stuff, and then the man is like, oh no, I don't think this is gonna work. And he's not responding to what you're saying because it's weird. And so it don't work out. Well, he didn't do this, he didn't do that, he didn't, and it's all blaming back on him. That's the type of relationship advice you are getting from women. Ladies, stop listening to these types of women. They will have you single. I told my wife, hey, listen, I'm sure she's a good person, but had you continued messing around with her, hanging out with her, you'd have been single too. And you'd have stayed single. You wouldn't have wanted to be single, but that's the way you'd have stayed because you're hanging out with her. I know, sometimes y'all go to different places and you be around people and you think that they good people and they got some good things about them. That might be true, but some of that stuff they be talking about is toxic. It's toxic. It's not helpful. It's bad advice. Oh, well, I'm just trying to look out for you. I'm trying to protect you. Thank you for that. But how you view protection, it's not really protection. I don't even want to say wounded. I just want to say, like, maybe it's warped. Maybe you need to work on that. You fool around, go out here, get married, be in a healthy relationship, and then she's still out there doing whatever. Gonna be single another 15 years. I don't think she knows it, but another 15, 20 years gonna be single. Unless you clean up your act. Stop listening to these terrible takes by these women.
He's not moving on quickly because he didn't care. I'm going to tell you why he is moving on quickly, and this is related to the male psyche, not your female psyche. And I've said it before, and I will say it again, and I will keep saying it until it gets into your head. Your pretty little female heart is telling you that he moved on because he didn't care. It's not the truth. It's moving on because he doesn't know how to process his emotions. We are not saying everyone. We are leaving space for the discrepancies between the healthy masculine and the shadow masculine. Masculine who has done the work and the masculine who is yet to do the work. Unfortunately, a lot of men tend to not know how to process their emotions, and when we don't know how to do something, it intimidates us. It is the unknown, and what happens when we're intimidated by something? We avoid it. There's several stages following a breakup. He doesn't have to deal with it, he doesn't have to listen to it, he's relieved. He's free to do whatever he wants with his time, but it also means that he's alone more, and what happens when you're alone a lot? You think. The man who does not know how to process his emotions does not want to think. How he's alone with his mind is going to want distraction, and how do men get distraction? Women! He's going to want to text to him, and he's going to want to chat to him, woman. He's going to want to fill that space with women. Yes, all of those girls he told you he was not attracted to, he's going to add them, and he's going to add them fast. Just out of a relationship as he goes on shaky ground. And what does he want? He wants to feel good. So how can he do that? He can get a girl that he can guarantee will say yes. He doesn't want a girl like you that he has to work for. He just wants it easy. He just wants to hear the message that he got her without trying. Does he do that? Those girls. He's also going to do all those things that he didn't do so much when he was with you. He's going to go out with the guys. He's going to feel like one of the lads again. And what do the lads do? They go out and they talk to girls. There's a little bit of a theme emerging here. When he feels that relief stage dissipating, he might, I don't know, secure a girl for a while. It's going to feel good. And you know what's going to happen after that? He's going to realize she's also a female. He's going to realize that all those things about you were not a problem. He just had a problem dealing with females. He's going to realize that the grass isn't always greener. He's going to start reflecting, reminiscing, remembering good times with you. He's going to start to reminisce, and he's going to start to feel. Feeling may even come some processing. Starting to ask himself questions like, was I too impulsive? Was I too rash? Did I mess up? See, you asked yourself all that stuff at the beginning. You asked yourself the questions. You reflected. You felt. You processed. All the while he was sprinting out of there. He was always going to have to process it sometime, no matter how long he thought he could run. Some men take months to process. Some men take years. Some run so long that they hope they will never have to process it. But do me a favour. Go to the bar. Find that man in the bar still, sitting alone over his whiskey. He could tell you a thing or two. So no, he's not living this life because he didn't care about you. He's living this life because he needs a distraction from how he cared about you. But remember this, he's never going to process if you're still available. Don't be available. The pinnacle of torture for a man, sadly, is the good woman he let go. He's going to process how it feels to lose you. He needs to actually lose you. Things he blamed on you are still happening in his life, and you're not there. You are not the problem, and he is not moving on as quick as it seems. Meanwhile, has anyone ever told you you are a cutie?
I think a lot of these women out here are asking where are the single men. Essentially what they're doing is the same thing that they do on dating apps. They just collect a pool of men, a pool of attention, and whichever one gives them the most attention, that's the one that they'll give their attention back to. You know, even if they don't like that person, right? I'm really looking for the ultimate man, but in the meantime, if you're going to spend a little money on me, then I will entertain it, even though I don't like you. It's for the plot, so I can continue to make videos. So you're going to continue to have to ask, where are the good men at? And then because modern women are so, I don't want to say flighty, but you know, they quote unquote get bored a lot. So essentially what they're going to do is, well, I'm going to move to another city, or I'm going to go on another app and I'm going to tap out that app. I'm going to go to another bar and I'm going to tap out that bar, or another lounge and I'm going to tap out that bar, right? A lot of these modern women, really, they're not the only ones tapping out the bars and the lounges and stuff like that by themselves. They get online and say, hey, I found a good pool of men, or men that I think is a good pool of men. And then all of the women looking for that type of men swarm there, right? And they do that same thing for the bar. We know they'll go to Lowe's, they'll go to Home Depot, they'll go to Target, they'll go to a football game, a basketball game, a baseball game. Bonus points if they actually like the sport. It doesn't matter. These modern women, essentially what they continue to do is tap out their resources over and over again. And when they tap out that resource, they get back on here asking, where are all the good men? We went to the gym. There's not a man that's going to approach us in the gym. We went to this restaurant. I was sitting at the restaurant all night. No man approached me. I went to church. Out of all places for me to go, I went to church and no man approached me. How are we not having men approach us in church? That should be one of the places that you approach. I went to the singles event. We couldn't find any men. Why are men not approaching us? Men are seeing you guys walk in. They say, I see what's going on here. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to play this game. And they're going to back out. They're going to move out the way. And it's going to be your fault, because maybe not you so much, but a lot of modern women out here have continued to talk reckless. They have continued to talk insanely crazy. And now that men know that you're just rotating spots and spaces, effectively ruining where they're going, they just move to a different spot. they just move. Well, I'll just wait till you come back here. I've got lookouts in those places, and I'm not going until you leave. Number one. Number two, you're not going to know where I am because I might be way on the other side of where you're trying to be and get up and leave before you even get a chance to get to me. This game that modern women play, jumping on trends and bothering men, is really what's leading them to be single, asking these types of questions.
If you're living with a man and you guys live here, you're living with a provider. If you're living with a man and you guys live here, you're living with a loser.
You know, Natalie, there's a huge population of this world all over the globe that lives in poverty. They didn't have the same access to education, opportunities, investments, all kinds of varying factors that may cause men and women to live in that second type of home. And for you to tell those people that if you don't live in a big, luxurious home, you're a loser is judgmental and ignorant of you. Let me see if I get this right, Natalie. You're saying that if a man lives in a big, luxurious home, he's a winner. But if a man lives in a small, maybe run-down home, he's a loser. By your logic, that means you are also telling all of the women who don't have enough money to buy luxurious homes, all of the women who live in those tiny little homes, that they're losers too. Or did you just want to project this onto men? Because once again, Natalie, there are men and women all over this world that live in poverty, that those small little homes, that's all they can afford. But that says nothing about the content of their character. Me personally, I grew up with friends that were dirt poor, lived in poverty. I, in fact, looked the other way when some of my friends stole things like bread just because they didn't have enough money to eat that week. I grew up with friends that were in real poverty, and you want to know something, Natalie? They didn't have big homes. They didn't have any car to speak of. They didn't have fancy shoes. They didn't hardly have enough clothes to put on their back, but they were some of the best people I ever knew, both men and women that were dirt poor, but that I would call a friend any day of the week because they were good human beings. So for you to sit there and say that I know somebody's a winner because of how big their house is, and I know how much of a loser someone is because of how small their house is ignorant and judgmental of you, and you need to do better. Imagine being such a judgmental piece of crap human being that you're going to tell somebody that you know nothing about that they are a loser based off of the size of the property that they live in. Lastly, I will say this to anybody watching my videos who might be poor, who can't afford the fancy things in life, who don't have the big houses. None of those things make you a good person, a winner, or a loser. What makes you a good person and a winner is what is in here and what is in here, because I would rather hang out with the poorest of people who are rich inside here than the richest of people who have nothing inside of here. And that's all I have to say. You guys let me know what you think about this comment section. Like and share this video. Dedicate Dad.
You know, what's funny to me is that a lot of these modern women will go to a lot of different places. London, Dublin, Ireland, Dominican Republic. You pick the place, you name it. They'll go with their friends, man, had a great time, had a great experience, and then come back and experience rejection. You've been all around the world, different experiences, walking on hot coals, going across the seas, traveling across clear bodies of water. Beautiful experience. Now it's time for you to come back and once again partake in the beautiful experience of rejection. I've been here, I've traveled there. Man doesn't care. Well, I've done this, I've done that. Man doesn't care. Well, I got this degree and I went over here. I don't care. What is that going to do for me? I mean, in the long run, it's going to enrich my life, but it's not a priority. And let me tell you how it's going to enrich my life. Whenever I get to know you, you tell me about your experiences, like, man, that's really cool. Yeah, it is. And I think you and I can experience it together. Cool. When do we go? Well, first of all, we got to do this. Okay, let me go get my passport then. All right. And it's just a general planning out and understanding. You know, you already know the process, so I'm just following you in the same way that you would want a man to know the process of planning a date and you just following him. right? I want you to just, in general, know how to lead a family, know how to be a leader, and I'm going to follow you. So a man says, okay, I want to follow you in some things. I want to know your experiences on some things. So your education and all of that is at some point in time going to play a factor in the relationship, right? Whether good or bad. It depends on if you want to be condescending, which a lot of modern women do. Okay? But you guys are going across the world doing different things. But then for some reason, y'all go to all of these cultures and you have all of these experiences, but somehow y'all don't look at the women in those cultures and see how the women in those cultures are acting. Why these women are wifed up, why these women are in relationships. Y'all seem to never get that experience. It's the same concept of you seem to know when your man is cheating, but you don't know when your man is happy. We're still having the same problem. We're going on a girls trip. A girls trip is for you. I'm going to the spa or I'm going to get a massage. A massage is usually, in my experience, you're usually the focus of the massage. Hey, my shoulder hurts. Can you help? Hey, my back hurts. Okay, let me massage it for you. Hey, I have some trouble with my thighs and my lower back, or, could you give me a scalp massage? Oh, my shoulders are really hurting. Okay, me. I want to take myself out on a solo date. Hey, can you bring me the steak platter? You're usually the focus. Modern women, what they want to do is continue that in a relationship. Me, continue to be the focus. Nowhere in there is a man the focus of anything that they got going on. And then they come back and ask a question. I'm going to these singles events. Where's a man at? Why don't men come and talk to me? I can walk into a singles event and a man still don't say, they sitting over there with all the guys, man. What? Why are they doing that? Because they know they're not going to get any reciprocation out of you. That's why. You're probably a great person to your friends, but you're not a great person to a man. So a lot of these modern women will say that they want a man, they want a family, and they'll do anything for a family, but they really won't. And this is honestly and truly why a lot of relationships don't work. Because a lot of modern women say, well, I want this, I'm willing to do anything for it, but then they don't, not even close. And, a lot of times modern women like to say, well, I'm the only one putting into the relationship and all the other nonsense, and you're flat out lying is what you're doing. You're flat out lying. You think that you're the most important person in the relationship, and you're not. People in relationships and in marriage have a tendency to think whatever they're doing, nobody else is doing more. I'm really doing a lot. And, I saw them sitting on the couch watching TV, so they must not be doing as much as I am. This got done, so they must not be doing as much as I am. And I do this, I do that, so they must not be doing as much as I am. And that's actually not even true. When you stop to consider, when you stop to look around and say, oh, well, they did this, they did that. Oh, wow, okay. I guess it is a little bit more equal than I was saying that it was. That's what a lot of people do, right? And when you listen to a lot of these modern women and they talk about their schedule and they talk about, well, I can't find a man, but then I got to go speak on this panel and I'm not going to put my friends off. I think there was this woman talking about she kept on trying to reschedule with a man for like 2 or 3 weeks, going on like the 4th week. That's undisciplined. Well, I got to speak on the panel. Okay. Well, I have a rest day. You know what I mean? Well, I have certain days I rest and I don't do anything. Now you're getting downright stupid. Well, I'm not going to put off my friends for some random man. So they fill their time up with, I understand it, but they fill their time up with different things. And then when the opportunity that they actually want comes around, this one was talking about men as a perfect opportunity. It was a rom-com moment. And I was like, wow, I want to pursue this. But you don't have any time in your schedule to pursue things. And I understand you go out there, you make your schedule, you stay busy, keep doing that. But then they don't have the critical thinking to say, okay, this can flex. Hey girl, I'm going out on a date. Can we meet Friday? Oh yeah, girl, go ahead. Let me tell you right now, that girl would do that if she met a guy like that. And she would expect you to understand, and you would understand. If I met modern women are what they would do, they're running a business, they would say, let me go ahead and shift her. It wouldn't be any nonsense about I got this going on, I got that going on. They would shift whatever they were doing to try to land that big client, whatever they were doing. And the girlfriends would have to understand. And as a matter of fact, the girlfriends would understand, and they would throw her a party. Let's go out for drinks, spill the tea. That's what they would do. But they don't treat the man that they actually like. They don't treat these guys with respect at all. They don't treat men that they want to be in a relationship with respect at all. That's why they do this type of stuff. Oh, I do this, I did it, I went here, I got this done. And he just whenever. And men know that. He just whenever. Just whenever I can get to him. Let's go for drinks. And men know y'all are doing that. And these be the same type of women that go to these events and they'll sit up there and say, why no man coming up to us? How come no men approach us? Same women. I'm not joking. Have a video on their page. Not even, probably at this point in time, a couple months back, if that. Talking about men don't approach. Talking about, I went to a singles event and these men, they didn't come up to me. I was nervous and I went and sat with the girls. And they say this stuff with their full chest online and they don't know how silly they sound.